I'm gonna tell you 5 things that are gonna make you a better YouTuber this year so that you can get more views, more subscribers, and all the other awesome stuff that comes with being a content creator. And we're starting right now. This video is brought to you by Placeit. Placeit has easy to edit YouTube intros, channel banners, end screens, and more for YouTubers. And the best part is you don't have to have any additional software to use Placeit. You do everything directly in your browser. And because of their professionally designed templates, you don't have to have any design skills to make pro quality designs for your YouTube channel. Check this out. Using Placeit is as easy as selecting the template you want to use, editing the text to fit your needs, adjusting the colors to match your channel, and then saving your finished file to your computer. You can even upload images to really make your designs pop. To try Placeit for yourself and save 15% off of your Placeit account, use the link in the description of this video. Okay, so the very first thing that you need to do this year to be a better YouTuber is to make sure that you get clear on what it is that you offer and how you express what it is that you offer to your viewers. Now you might be thinking, Nick, what does that even mean? Well, what it means is when you are looking at your YouTube channel, is it clear what it is that you offer there? When you're uploading content to your YouTube channel, is it clear that that content is somehow related to the other content that you're putting up on your YouTube channel? For example, if you're a gamer and you are playing just a bunch of different types of games and you're just doing a bunch of different stuff on your channel, and then you start throwing in some vlogs and just some opinion pieces and things like that, is it a really good fit for what it is that you're actually offering in general on your YouTube channel? Yes or no? If it's a yes, then high five and fist bump to you. But if it's a no, then in that situation, look at what it is that you're doing and think, okay, if somebody watches one of my YouTube videos and they click on my channel page, or they just explore, let's say they see some of my content over in the sidebar, and that content that they see in the sidebar, because it's my content, because they're watching one of my videos, is it something that is directly related, or not even directly related? Is it in some way related to what it is that's happening in the particular video that I'm watching right now? So for example, if you're doing Call of Duty content, is it also Call of Duty related, or is it at least something to where it's a similar type of game to Call of Duty so that you have some type of interest bridge there? If you're doing photo and tech content on a channel, in that situation, are you uploading food content? If you are, then in that situation, then you're kind of breaking what it is that you're offering on your channel. Now, I'm gonna put this into an idea that I really want you to think about. So when it comes to YouTube, you have a YouTube channel. And what that is you're creating a resource of content for a certain type of person that likes to enjoy that type of content. And the better you get at creating an entire archive of videos on your YouTube channel, that one person can come in and they can watch one video and enjoy it, another video and enjoy it, and another video and enjoy it based on what it is that they care about and things that they're interested in. If you can do that, you're gonna do a lot better on YouTube. And the reason for that is because one of the things that is awesome about YouTube is when their system starts identifying the right type of viewers for your stuff, it makes it easier for them to show your content to the right type of people that are most likely to enjoy that content at the particular time that YouTube is showing it to them. So the more laser focused that you can be on the type of person that you're trying to reach with the type of content that you make and the overall idea of what it is that you're offering on the channel, the better off you're gonna be. The next thing you need to think about when it comes to becoming a better YouTuber this year is, instead of writing one title for your videos or making one thumbnail for your videos, write 10 different titles, make 10 different thumbnails. And I know it's more work, but hear me out. When you write just one title, what you're doing in that situation is you're putting all of your eggs in that one basket, so to speak. You're just kind of taking your chip, right? And you're just tossing it out there and you're like, hey, I'm going all on red in this situation, right? But what you wanna do is you wanna think about it from the perspective of, maybe if I write a handful of different titles, maybe I'll come up with a better way to say this. And when you can come up with a better way to say this, or a better way to express it, or a better way to target the viewer that you're trying to reach, then that gives you the opportunity to make a much more effective title. And the same exact thing applies to your thumbnails. So when we think about that, what types of things should you be thinking about when you're writing your title? Well, I just finished a members only live stream where we were looking at channels and just giving advice on their thumbnails and their titles, things like that. If you want to become a member, you can do so through the link in the description. We have a Facebook group for it. But basically we were looking at some of the titles, and one of the things that we noticed was that one particular person, they had a thing that was very important to the viewer. It was like chocolate chip cookie recipe. They had that part towards the end of the title. And because of that, YouTube was actually cutting off some of that important part that would be important to the viewer. So what you want to think about when you're writing your titles is you want to say, okay, the thing that is the most important to the viewer, I need to make sure that I get that as close to the front of the title as possible. And look, this isn't just me telling you this. YouTube says the same exact thing in the free YouTube Creator Academy. It's free, put out by YouTube. You should go through it because you're a content creator, but you can find that on Google or whatever. But anyway, the idea is that when you put the thing that's the most important to the viewer towards the front of the title, what you're doing is you're giving yourself the additional opportunity to grab their attention and to let them know that that video is about something that they are interested in. And because of that, you're gonna be able to grab the viewer's attention better. And then after that thing that they're the most interested in, that's where you start working on the compelling side in terms of the thing that's going to get them, kind of push them over the edge a little bit when it comes to getting the click. But the thing is, when you're writing your titles, right? That very first title, it could be okay, right? It might be fine. But if you start thinking of things like, hey, how am I going to let this particular viewer identify easily, 100% sure they're gonna see it regardless of the device that they're viewing it on? How can I let them identify that this is about something that they care about so that they might click on it? The way to do that is moving it to the front of the title. Next thing that you wanna make sure that you're thinking about is this compelling? So just having, the thing that they care about, that's one thing, but then you also have to get a little bit persuasive in terms of thinking, how could I express this thing to these people in a way that would be a little bit more compelling, that would also kind of encourage them or inspire them to click on what it is that I'm publishing here on YouTube. The next thing that you can do this year in order to be a better YouTuber is to also pay really close attention to the videos that people are clicking on more and the videos that people seem to be watching for a longer period of time. This is why. When it comes to YouTube, according to YouTube, they show the content to people on the platform based on things that they are interested in and the things that they're most likely to enjoy at that point in time. So because of that, when you are putting all of this stuff together, it's important to make sure that you are paying really close attention to what it is that's getting those people to respond to what it is that you're doing. Because if you can start to learn and understand the things that the people that YouTube is showing your content to, if you can start to learn and understand the things that they respond to at a higher level, then that's going to help you be a better content creator, and that's going to help you make content that is a lot more effective at getting those people to have a great experience on YouTube. And the better that you get at that, the better your content's going to do, the better your channel's going to do, the faster that you're going to grow, because you're serving the audience in a way that they are responding well to, that they enjoy. You're making content that you're having fun making because of the subject matter, and then you're giving YouTube exactly what it is that they want, which is making sure that the people that are on their platform, their users, are getting a great experience from your content. And the better that you get at that, the better YouTube is going to treat your channel. Not necessarily treat your channel, but just the more they're going to show your content, because it's going to be more effective content when it comes to creating a satisfactory experience for their users. And when you pay attention to this kind of thing and you start paying really close attention to the stuff that people are clicking on more and watching longer and interacting more with in terms of just engagement in general, it starts giving you tons of insight into the things that your audience is really enjoying. And what it does in that situation is it kind of creates the roadmap to your YouTube success. So you have to make sure that you're paying attention to this stuff. The thing that you don't want to do is you do not want to just publish anything, any random thing that you want to onto your YouTube channel. You want to pay really close attention to what it is that's effective versus what it is that's not effective. And of course, you want to make sure that you're doing the things that you enjoy also. But within that, if you want to grow as fast as you possibly can, you also have to make sure that you're paying really close attention to what the people that are consuming your content are really enjoying. The next thing that's gonna help you a ton this year is to just completely obsess over YouTube. Now, if you're doing this as a hobby and it's kind of like, hey, I just wanna get more views and stuff, then in that case, you don't have to obsess as hard. But if you're like, hey, this is my year, I'm gonna, like Brian D. Johnson would say, I'm gonna stake my claim, then in that situation, if like you're trying to make YouTube your thing this year, then in that case, you wanna make sure that you obsess over it. And here's what I mean. Start reaching out to other YouTube content creators. It's awesome to have other YouTuber friends, because all the things that you think about, all the things that you're going through, all the struggles that you have internally on the right content to make and the stats to look at, all that, when you have other people that are also doing the same thing that you are, it can be an extremely advantageous thing. And you can learn a lot from other people that are doing the same thing that you are, because everybody has a different experience, everybody takes a different approach, and that can be really awesome when it comes to developing your own skill sets as well. When it comes to obsessing, another thing that can be valuable, of course, that's why you're watching my videos in the first place, is to learn as much as you possibly can about YouTube. But don't just watch videos. You wanna make sure that you're going through the YouTube Creator Academy, you wanna make sure that you're reading some blogs on YouTube, and you wanna make sure that as part of your obsession, that you are also experimenting a lot with your content, and that you're not afraid to make changes, that you're not afraid to say, you know what, this is like what I've been doing in my videos for a while, this is how I've been starting my videos, this is kind of the structure that I've been using for a while. Let me just try something completely new that's still related to the audience that I'm making content for, but let me try like a different structure with what it is that I'm doing, even though it might be a little bit uncomfortable, because if you start doing that, you might uncover something that makes your channel just skyrocket. Now, with that said, you could also do something that made your channel kind of stagnate. So you wanna make sure that as an experimentation, that you're just paying really close attention to how those experiments are working out as you are experimenting with a bunch of different things. Another thing that can be advantageous to obsessing over YouTube is also to participate in communities around YouTube. Now, I'm not talking about the stuff where people are like, you know, exchanging views and all that. That stuff doesn't work. Don't do that. What I'm talking about is there's some awesome groups online. There's Tube Ritual, there's video makers and marketers. On Reddit, you have our YTubers, you have our NewTubers, you have our YouTubers. But anyway, there's a bunch of amazing communities online where you can interact with other content creators and just talk about all the different things about YouTube, and you can gain tons of insights from all those different communities because a lot of people share their stats on there, they share different experiences they're having, they share their struggles, they share their wins, and being a part of those can also help you with what it is that you're doing because it can let you know, hey, other people are going through the same thing that I'm having. Hey, YouTube seems like it's down, or my channel seems like I'm missing a big chunk of stats. Well, you log into one of these groups and they're like, hey, is anybody else missing these? And then you're gonna get a bunch of people that'll say yes or no, and that'll let you know if it's just for you or if it's just a community thing across the board. Another thing when it comes to obsessing over YouTube is right now, there's an app that came out recently, and this is not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. I'm just really digging the app, so is everybody that goes on there. But there's an app called Clubhouse. Right now it's iOS only, but Android is coming soon. But basically Clubhouse, it's kind of like a live podcasting, really. It's just conversations, people coming in and having conversations in these different rooms, but there's rooms about YouTube there. So when you go and you just sit in some of these rooms, you can learn a ton about YouTube while you're doing other things. Just throw in some headphones, put it in your phone, and just, you know, go shopping or go walk around the mall or go for a run or whatever it happens to be. And you're gonna hear tons of amazing conversations from people of all different levels when it comes to YouTube. We just had one after my Nimmin live stream the other day, and we had some just power hitters come into that stream and share tons of advice. If it was a course, that particular chat, if it was a course, then it would have been worth thousands of dollars. So, you know, it's all free. So you wanna make sure that you're participating in communities like that as well. And if you go there, just look for @NickNimmin, just search for my name, and I'm gonna come up, make sure you follow me there as well so you can see any groups that we start or that we participate in. Another thing that's gonna help you rock YouTube this year is dedicate yourself to developing the skill sets that are needed around your YouTube channel. Here's what I mean. If you're gonna write a bunch of titles like I was talking about before, then it's really advantageous to understand the psychology of why people click on things and how to persuade people through written form and things like that. So watch a bunch of videos on copywriting. When you make thumbnails, it's important to make sure that you are able to focus people's attention on specific things. So make sure that you're watching videos on imagery and how to use imagery in graphics, and make sure that you're watching videos on graphics in general if you use any types of graphics in your thumbnails. Editing is really important. Like, you're a content creator, you make videos or you live stream. So if you're a video content creator, then make sure you spend a lot of time learning how to edit better. If you're a live streamer, make sure that you spend a lot of time working on your stream, working on your presentation. Even as a video content creator, it's important to make sure that one of the skills that you're developing over this year is your presentation. How are you communicating on camera? How do you think that's perceived from the person that's watching that through the camera? Work on that. It's really important when it comes to YouTube, and a good camera presentation can also take you a really long way. Another thing that's really important when it comes to YouTube is consistency, and because of that, another one of the skill sets that you should be working on is how to be more consistent. So for example, when you are putting your videos together, you want to think about, okay, for the long run, like long term, because YouTube is a long game, you want to think about, okay, how can I do this in the most effective way while doing it at the highest level of the skill set that I have at this point in time, time, and how can I work this into my lifestyle so that I'm able to do this on a consistent basis over a long period of time. Because if you want to be a successful content creator, consistency is a really big part of that. So the skill of being able to manage your time enough in order to be able to consistently put out content is a really important thing. So make sure that you work on that too. Another thing that can help you become a better content creator this year is by using the right tools, because just like when you build a house, you have a bunch of different tools that you use, and there's very specific tools for specific things. When it comes to YouTube, there's tools that can help you out as well. So there's one specifically called TubeBuddy that can help you get more views. I made a video about it. You can click on that right here, but go check that video out. It's gonna show you the process of how you can get more views using TubeBuddy. It's an awesome tool. You're going to absolutely love it. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.